question. Why Villa?
Well, my grandfather was a Villa fan. We've grown up in the Villa part of town in Sutton Coldfield all my life. All my mates are Villa fans, so it's kind of always going to happen, really.
I mean, for you, it's not just sort of a passing interest, though. You get there as often as possible, don't you?
Yeah, I go to as many home games. I've got season tickets, so I go virtually every other game at home, and I try and get to about 6 or 7 away games a year. So yeah, definitely a big passion of mine.
I mean, the fact that it has taken so long for Villa to get to Wembley, obviously first trip to New Wembley, but 10 years since they've been there. I mean, it's something, I don't know when they went last time. You're probably too young to even...
I was, yeah. Well, my father and brother are Birmingham City fans, so I've never actually been to Wembley to see Villa play. A few of my friends went to the FA Cup final in 2000, but yeah, I'm really excited to go to the New Wembley to see my team play there. Yeah.
I mean, the team at the moment and the way it is, how do you rate them? What do you think of them as a team, as Villa teams you've seen?
I think as Villa teams I've seen, I've had a season ticket there for about 6 or 7 years now, I can't remember how many. But I think people only need to reflect back to the David O'Leary days. And you look at the squad we had, and it wasn't necessarily the best. But now I think we've got the best defence in the league, by far, statistically anyway. Really good keeper in Brad Friedel. Guzan is quite good on his day as well. The midfield players, easily 3 players who's making it into the England team. And Bongham with his pace up front. So I think they've really got a strong unit there as a starting 11, and also a few of the squad players are quite good as well.
I mean, have you sort of grown up, if your grandfather, was a Villa fan,
yeah.
And you must have taken it on quite early. You've grown up literally through sort of the 90s. Do you remember the sort of cup success of the 90s vaguely?
That was the first, when I started really getting into Villa, it was when they got to the 94 final. I remember vaguely watching that on the television, and Villa beating United, and then 2 years later watching the other final against Leeds. So yeah, it's always been a thing, and I think the League Cup as well is that the only thing in my memory anyway for Villa winning. So it's quite an important cup for certainly a few of us fans.
I mean, the final itself couldn't be much harder, even if they take it seriously or not. Manchester United always,
Yeah, but if you're going to win a trophy, you've got to be the best teams. And I think they've done well to get where they had. They had a relatively, compared to some of the other teams, they had an easy route into it, being the teams they played. But saying that, they've got there, and with Giggs out, and I still think Villa could have beaten them the other day if they didn't take their foot off the pedal. So I still think that Villa are in with a very big shout.
I mean, I suppose everyone's talking about him, but the man that they have to stop is Wayne Rooney because of the sort of form he's in.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the other night against AC Milan, he was on fire. But yeah, I'd like to think that Richard Dunn and Quella or Collins or whoever plays in the middle with him could take care of him. They kept him quite quiet at Villa Park last week, so I'd like to think they do the same at Wembley.
I mean, do you see the way that Villa's gone? Do you see it as a massive sort of progression, not just maybe the team, but the club as a whole, since sort of the takeover? Have you seen a big...
Yeah, definitely, especially around the ground itself, just not even on the field. The actual stadium itself is in a far better state than it was. I mean, it's always been a terrific stadium, but it's a lot neater now, and a lot of people I know, especially from down south, a lot of the guys who come to watch an away game there are always very talking about, it's a great ground, isn't it, Villa Park and everything. You've got the new training facilities there, and I think just the general interest in the club has built up. And I think that can only be good things for the club.
I suppose most people come, Carling Cup Sunday, are going to be supporting Villa. Most people would rather see Villa win, I would imagine, than United win that game.
Yeah, certainly. So I'd like to think we've got the whole of the country on our side, apart from Manchester and probably half of London as well.
What about your brother? Because obviously Birmingham City are having for them a very good season, but as far as the final, they're not there. They may in the FA Cup obviously get a trip to Wembley, but is there still that jealousy? I know there's obviously rivalry between Blues and Villa fans.
Yeah, no, I'm sure James is envious of me being able to go to see Villa at Wembley. I mean, he was able to go to see Blues at the Millennium Stadium, but I don't think it's ever going to be quite as good as going to Wembley to see your team. But there's still a chance of the Villa Blues FA Cup game in the final one day, maybe. So we'll have to see. But I think he's definitely jealous about me going as a Villa fan to go down there and not his team. But I'd rather him be jealous than me.
Just on sort of obviously the Harry Potter set, there must be fans from all persuasions. I mean, when you're filming, when you have schedules like you do you get a chance to sit down, stop, talk football? Is it talked about on set?
Yeah, quite a lot. There's actually a few Villa fans in the cast list. There's a guy called Alfie who plays Dean Thomas. He's a Villa fan. He's from London, but he's kind of supports Villa now. Donald Gleeson, who's Brendan Gleeson's son, he's a Villa fan. And we actually went to the West Ham away game after filming one day. David Bradley's a big Villa fan. He's a season ticket holder. So, and a few of the crew guys are Villa fans as well. So we do get to talk about football a lot. And certainly a lot of the crew are always of London or other team persuasion are very much saying to me, "Oh, I hope your team do over United in the final."
Just finally, I mean, can't let you go without a prediction. I know fans don't particularly like to give prediction. Don't worry. Yeah, can't let you go without a prediction. I know, fans don't always like to predict things, superstition and all that. But big day, what do you reckon?
I'd love to see Villa start crossing the ball in against the United defence because I don't think they're the best headers of the ball. If we do that, 3-1 Villa. 3-1.